Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Never mind that noise you heard. Hey everybody, it's Paula Jedi. Welcome to Outta Time, your source for time travel news, fringe science news, and whatever else I feel like throwing at you. I have a really special edition of Outta Time today. It involves John Titor, time traveler. And for those of you who don't know, very briefly, I will just say John Titor is a time traveler that in 2001 posted on some message boards, and ever since his legend has grown and grown. And you can go ahead and Google him. He is all over the internet, including on my website microsingularity.net. I have a friend who likes to throw prediction bones at me, and sometimes he's right. I don't know if he's just really smart or if there's something else to it, but I'm trying to keep an open mind here. Every once in a while he likes to pretend to be John Titor. So here's what I have for you. I have an interview with him, my friend, and I want you to decide, is this man John Titor, or is he just an imposter? I'm not making any claims, so don't shoot the messenger. Don't say, Paula, you're a fraud. I am not claiming to be a time traveler. I'm not claiming he is a time traveler. Because I don't like spoon-feeding information, I want you to make the decision on your own. Is this man a time traveler? So let's get started with the interview. I'm going to read questions and then he has recorded his answers for me. He didn't want his voice to be recognized, so I apologize for the speech recognition. But anyway, let's get started. John, what type of time travel device do you use, and is there more than one?
We can't go buy a time machine on Black Friday. GE makes the only one and all the models are upgrades. John's device is a C204. That code for Corvette 2 with 4 atomic clocks. Nobody seems to remember this, though I keep saying it. As to be expected.
Some people pronounce your name Titor. Is this correct?
You pronounce my name correctly, as it comes from the character in the movie Terminator 1984. John Connor, time traveler.
John, what kind of childhood did you have?
My childhood was a military one. Fairly happy early on, but became a series of struggles and survival once civilization began to degrade.
What exactly is time travel, and what is its purpose?
Time travel works like a movie camera. Only a time machine is a more powerful camera. It records you and projects you into an alternate past. The main purpose of time travel is to retrieve alternate copies of things that have been lost. The second purpose of time travel is to escape the demise of your future by living out the rest of your existence in an alternative past. It is impossible to edit the past of my original timeline. But I can edit your timeline just about as effectively as you can. The only advantage I have is that I can reasonably predict what is about to happen, as our two timelines are only slightly different. We call this difference a divergence factor, and it is measured in numbers. Could I destroy the future of your timeline by being here and editing everything? Quite possibly. This is why I must be deceptive and secretive. I have already changed a great deal in your timeline. But if I told you about the latest change, you might accuse me of being a communist sympathizer.
Are you the only time traveler here?
I am not the only time traveler here. Alexander Travel Timer Mulligan, Tommy 101, Charlie Timeline 99, others.
If zero divergence is mathematically possible, why hasn't your timeline developed technology to be able to go back to your home timeline?
John Titor went home. I never went home. I expect the divergence to increase while I am here as a result of my being here. Zero divergence is not impossible, but perhaps to John at the time, it was impossible.
Are you on a new mission? If so, please describe.
My new mission has new parameters. George Soros is just a collective archetype for all the globalists out there who want to force Hillary on us and force us to fight Russia. My rogue mission has not changed. Tell people about Ralph Ellis, author of King Jesus. Christianity must change. I am a Gnostic, so this is what I do.
Why exactly are you still in this timeline? Are you trying to change this one because this is where you want to stay?
I'm on this world line because of a fertility problem where I come from. I am increasing the population. I'm joking.
Have you had any side effects from time travel or strange occurrences like deja vu from living in a different world line?
The side effects of time travel are many. It drives you insane. There is frequent memory loss. Radiation is also a concern.
Do you feel that time travelers send messages to each other via books, movies, etc.?
There are many hidden messages in books and movies that we have talked about already. I did not know someone left messages on the Fringe television show.
Why did you recently contact Pam?
I contacted Pam to tell her who I was as she was expecting me. She wanted to know more about John. She asked me if I vibrate at a different rate than everything else, which is true. We talked about the experience of travel.
Please describe the concept of timeline editors and how you use them to your advantage.
Timeline editing is where you take historical cyclical events and use those historical storylines to predict future storylines. For example, the Roman Empire fell because a few rich farmers bought out all the small farmers. All the rich globalists are buying out all the small national businesses. And so we will see the fall of the entire world. Stuff like that. Knowing what the likely outcome of a historical event is allows you to tell others how to avoid it. Winning hearts and minds is what Titor does. Why Titor is on social media.
What is your stance on all the John Titor imposters and people who feel that John Titor is in their lives when he obviously is not? Is this amusing to you, or does it bother you?
People like Gary who impersonate me signal me all the time with their intention to protect me by shuffling the known suspects of who Titor is. But some of the stories they make up are just too ridiculous. Nobody is convinced Gary is Titor, so he's hurting the cause a bit. He published your personal information knowing I was working with you and that upset me. But Gary is being punished right now. He really doesn't know that his brains have been scrambled.
Are you in contact with any of the other people in the 177th team? Are they still on this timeline? And why are they still here?
I am in contact with a few from the 177th. But nobody other than me knows who they are. 177th today is a computer mapping flight squadron. This same squadron will someday become Temporal Recon. Genesis 1 chapter 7 verse 7 is significant. Perhaps that is where they got the numbers from.
Do you have a message for any other time travelers? If so, I'm giving you the opportunity to do it right now.
My message to you all is stay frosty.
And lastly, do you have a message for humans of this timeline?
To Oliver Williams, if you want to retire, pass the baton to me. Why choose Gary or someone else? To TR, why don't you join Twitter and ask me stuff if you suspect I know? To Tommy101, don't worry. Nothing you say about the world we come from has caused any problems so far. To Larry Haber, go ahead and make your compromises and make the John Titor movie. Change the name to John Thomas, which is part of my real name if Joseph has a copyright. To real Donald Trump, I'm about to start getting a bit more critical of your choices only because I want to help you out. To Martinez, the media the ergosphere's shape and location must be monitored at all times. Google Tango will eventually measure the shape and distance of a singularity bubble and provide data for control. Without it, a time traveler would be ripped apart serving the ergosphere. Google Tango computers in 2016 still map the environment too slowly to be of any use. Everything else has already been invented. Computers and batteries need to be improved. To Sam, our religious differences aside, you single-handedly did save us from the real Y2K. And you saved us again with Trump. Yes, the Bible has been changed a lot.
So there you go. Was that John Titor? Was that an imposter? Those answers were pretty interesting, I suppose. I hope they at least entertained you a little bit. Again, you can find more information all over the internet about John Titor. Some people believe he was a hoax, and some people do not. But again, it's all up to you. Please visit my website, microsingularity.net, for some interesting tidbits about John Titor and science in general. And I'm serious, go ahead and leave some comments with your opinions. Just keep them friendly, keep them nice, and I'll have no problems leaving them up. I also have an opportunity for you. If you have any questions of your own for our friend John, please leave them in comments and I will see if he will go ahead and answer them. Sorry folks, we are out of time. Come back next week. Please like and subscribe. You need to go to YouTube to do this. If you're watching this on Twitter, you need to click on the little YouTube icon. So I will see you next week. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Bye-bye.